You've probably heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. And that can be especially true when it comes to our parenting and our families. Hi, I'm Christy. I'm a wife, a mom of 8. I've been homeschooling my kids for 24 years, and welcome to 10 at the Table. It's a place where we can talk about all things motherhood, parenting, families, homeschooling, education, and everywhere in between. So, comparison is the thief of joy. And notice the saying isn't comparison is the thief of happiness. I think that joy and happiness are two very distinct things. I think happiness is an emotion, something that we feel when things are going well, where joy is more of a state of being, and we can be joyful even in the midst of hard times and when things aren't going well. And maybe we don't exactly feel happy, but we can still have joy even when things are hard. So I think there's a distinction to be made there. But back to comparison, if we don't recognize that what we've been given is unique to us and is not going to look like what it looks like for other people, I think we can fall into the trap that we're not enough, or what we're doing isn't enough, or that what someone has over there is better than what we have right here. And that can be really challenging when we live in a time where we're seeing everything that everybody else is doing. We're seeing these models of perfection in motherhood where, they have a farm and they make their own cheese and they milk their own cows, or their house is perfect in all of their videos, or they're selling all the right things. They have this perfectly curated Lake to Know It shop, or they have an amazing podcast, or their kids are always perfectly well behaved, and we don't see the hard. We don't see when they're struggling with a child who is not on their best behavior, or they're going through a difficulty. And we might be threatened, or we might be tempted, not threatened, but tempted to ask ourselves, why do I have this? Why do I have financial difficulties? Why are my kids struggling in their school? Why is my husband not being on his best behavior? Why do I feel things? Why do I have anxiety? Why do I feel anxious when it comes to my motherhood or my parenting? And so we can get wrapped up, we can get caught up in this person looks like they have it all put together and they have this perfect life and world that they're living in, and I feel like everything is crumbling around me. So we have to stop and really, I think it's a challenge for us to really look at the things that we have, realize the blessings that are in those things, dive deep into what God has given us, and understand that nobody has a perfect life. Nobody has perfect kids. Nobody has a perfect marriage. Nobody has perfect finances. And really dig deep into what we have, and to look for our joy in what we have and the challenges that we've been given, because there is a joy when we look at our circumstances through the lens of, what is God working in my life? What are the things that I've been given that maybe somebody else hasn't? And really kind of lean into the joy that can come with the challenges in our life. And I think the more we do that, the more we look at things as a blessing and not a curse, that all of our families are unique, and that we stop focusing our attention outward and focus our attention inward to me, my family, my marriage, my finances, and stop looking at what other people have, comparing what other people have. That nobody's going to walk our shoes. Nobody's going to walk somebody else's shoes. Our life experiences are unique to us, and we have to look at it as such. And I think such a peace comes when we do that, and when we create that habit of looking inward and focusing on our own lives and not worrying about what other people are doing or have or are presenting to the world. Because the reality is we all have a pile of laundry somewhere. We all have a mudroom that looks like a bomb went off. We all have a garage that we probably don't know half of what is in there. We all have French fries under our seats in our cars. And we clean that up, and it goes right back. We clean the car out, we vacuum it all out, and a week later, there's French fries back underneath the seat. We purge our closets, and 6 months later, we're wondering if we ever even touched it. We go to the park and our kid hits some other kid. It's never perfect. And our progress is more important than our perfection, because perfection is an unattainable goal, especially as a parent, especially as a mom. We're never going to be perfect, and no one else is perfect. And I think once we realize that no one else is perfect and that our life is our own, it is unique to us. We've been given trials and challenges and blessings and graces, and the people in our lives, the kids that we've been given, the husbands that we have, all of that can be seen through the lens of a blessing and not compare it to what someone else has. And I think once we do that, once we create that habit of doing that and break the cycle of, wow, that influencer has it all put together, her life is amazing, because we don't know what's on the other side of that screen. We don't know that she picked up all the laundry and the messes on her counters and shoved it in a closet, and she's been doing that for 6 months, and now the closet is ready to bust at the seams. We don't know what it's like on the other side of that. And so I think we have to really stop comparing ourselves to other people. We have to look at what we have, the blessings that are in it, embrace the kids, the husband, the family, the circumstances, all of it. And if there's things that we can change, we need to change it. We need to be realistic about what we've done to ourselves versus what circumstances we have been placed in, or the circumstances that have happened to us. Those are two very different things. And if there's something that we are doing that is causing us to lose our peace and to be anxious about things and to be stressed out about things that are in our control, we have to get really real with ourselves and dig deep and find the solutions to those things, but also realize that life just happens. It's not perfect, and life happens to us quickly, and the quicker we take out the comparison of ourselves against other people, the faster we will find our joy again, and the faster we can realize that everything we need is given to us. And if we don't have what we need, how can I change that situation or that circumstance to make it better for myself and for my family? We all have choices, and we all have the ability to change our circumstances and to really lean in and make things better if we've gotten off track. But I think we have to start with, what do I have? What am I doing with what I have? And not worry about what everybody else is doing. So I hope this helps. I hope this is encouraging to someone who is finding themselves maybe lost in the trap of comparison, and just really take a look at how that is affecting your life and create new habits to get out of that. If you start to compare yourself to someone else, immediately change the conversation to, what do I have? What have I been blessed with? And how am I not appreciating that in this moment? And really looking at how I can be more appreciative and live this life the best that I can, not comparing to someone else. Hope this helps. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great day.